This video will show you how to create a PDF from Word or PowerPoint. We're aiming to create the PDF in such a way as to keep as many of the accessibility features as possible. Though you must remember that this is not entirely possible, so only create a PDF if it is really necessary. It's usually best to just use the Word or PowerPoint. So I have a Word document and a PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to turn each one into a PDF. So first thing that we need to do with both is ensure that the original source document is fully accessible. So we go to the Review menu and check Accessibility. Again, this can't pick up everything. Automated checking can never pick up the whole picture. Some of the things it misses is headings, so I need to check that I have correctly nested headings. It wouldn't check for things like text boxes, but this one I created using borders and shading, and the text is on the page. And it will check whether there is missing alt text, but it won't check that my alt text is correct. So I'm just going to check that. In the PowerPoint, I'm going to go to Review and check Accessibility. It asks me to check the reading order for slide 2 because there are a lot of objects on it, but I did that when I created it. So let's go back to the Word document now and turn it into a PDF. I'm going to go to File and Save as Adobe PDF. This brings up a Save dialog box. Before clicking Save, I'm going to click on Options. This is extremely important. And in the Options dialog box, I need to make sure that this box is ticked. It says Enable Accessibility and Reflow with Tagged Adobe PDF. I want that to be ticked, and I want to make sure it converts the word headings to bookmarks. I also want it to convert all the other styles and things to bookmarks. I need to check that it's covering the whole page range, and then click OK. Check that you've given it a sensible file name and click Save. Now let's do the same with the PowerPoint. So File, Save as Adobe PDF, Options. Check that Enable Accessibility and Reflow has been ticked. I don't want slide transitions or speaker notes. Everything else can stay ticked. And save. I'm now going to have a look at these two PDFs. If you have a full paid-for Adobe account, you'll be able to check the accessibility before you decide to sign this piece of work off. But here's my piece of work. I'm going to do an accessibility check in the PDF. So I'm going to click on Accessibility and Accessibility Check. This tells me there are 3 issues with it. Title has failed, so that's easy to change. I'm going to go into File and Properties and check the title. That's it, and then I'm going to mark that as fixed. So the only other things it's asking for are manual checks on things like colour contrast and reading order. Now I'll do the same for roles and responsibilities. So again, I'm going to go in and see what the problems are. I'm going to fix the title by going to File and Properties, and I'll call it Roles and Responsibilities. And then I'll mark the title as fixed. There's also an alternate text issue. In fact, there's quite a lot of alt text issues. What are they referring to? Now, this is one of the problems when you turn a PowerPoint into a PDF. In PowerPoint, each of those boxes is one item. I haven't used a text box on top of a square to create those. However, when turned into a PDF, it's separated them out into the text, which is here, and the shape, which sits behind it. So all of those are now showing as figures without alt text. So I would need to do something to fix that. This is why it's not really as simple as just making the PDF in the correct way, because there are some anomalies that will still need fixing. But we'll address those in later videos.